Assembly, you have weak unions, you have the ISA, you still have mandatory death penalty, and you have no human rights commission. The neighboring ASEAN countries, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia were all the founding members of the ASEAN. Human Rights Commission, say boo! And you have, I will pause for a moment, a weak law society. You go across the causeway, you see a very strong bar council that's fighting for people's rights. We have a weak parliament, I will tell you. There's no parliament for Pakistan. There's no automatic right to by-election. A lady called Vedama last year, a brave lady from Howrah. She sends a regard to you. She is quite ill at the moment, but she sends a regard to you. Vedama, who happens to be the cleaner, she has to go to the court to clean up the constitution. That is the status of constitutional rights in Singapore. Section 377A. You make people criminals just because of their sexuality. It's a shame. My dear brothers and sisters, friends and fellow Singaporeans, I love all of you so much. And I'm telling you from my bottom of my heart, we cannot be any more weaker. So you have come to do something about this today. You can communicate through Facebook, Twitter, email, telephone, postcards. Go to your MPs and air your views about this white paper continuously and about your rights. If all that does not work, then you give the government the red card at the next general elections. Thank you.
Well, that was probably, and really, there are very few people who have that concern for our fellow Singaporeans. We are all very inspired, not only by what Ravi has just said, but what he has said and done for fellow Singaporeans. We are also very inspired by what Gilbert has told just now. Gilbert's love and concern for unemployed Singaporeans, people who have lost their jobs, people who have lost their wives because they have lost their jobs. And that is what Gilbert has been doing for the last 5 years. To try to organize and give a voice to this group of Singaporeans who have been economically disadvantaged. And we are on this stage today, not as politicians. We have, Gilbert or rather, has no political ambitions. We are here because we love Singaporeans, like what Ned Ravi just said. Now, I will call upon the next speaker, Mr. Darren Lai. Mr. Lai is a graduate from one of the local universities. He is 42, and he is, to use a very common term used on Singaporeans today, underemployed. Mr. Darren Lai.
Thank you, everybody. Fellow Singaporeans, congratulations. Today, the first Liberty Academy from the ground up. And in other words, those who want to be here, choose to come here, are here today. So please give yourselves a round of well-deserved applause. I'm not a master orator, but I'll do my very best. I'd like to start with 2 words: family, company. Our Singapore family makes us who we are today. Because of collective sacrifice, we, former immigrants, our forefathers, what do we do with the resources to build? Do we have resources, Singaporeans? No, I mean as a country, do we have resources? To help our people. That's what resources are for, isn't it? Savings for a rainy day. Is it to help the people? To make our country, Singapore Incorporated, a strong company. The first thing is, the company has done well. The company must do well for the family. Why are Singaporeans like me so concerned about something like 6.9 million people? Because land is limited. So many houses, so many jobs, so many opportunities can be created. But in our country, we got no countryside. No countryside. We got no second tier or third tier cities. So for the middle, lower income, to live or to be dying, I think you all know where I'm heading at. So we've come to an inflection point in our journey as a nation. We've come to the point where trade-offs have to be made heavily by the company for the family welfare. Otherwise, as we go on another 3 years, 8 years, family members will drift further apart. And so my friends, my question to all of us here today, young and old, married, unmarried, children, no children, how do we ensure that there is opportunity at the family level to have good jobs and equitable outcomes, regardless of their start in life, regardless of life's misfortune? I'm a P-man. P-man is someone tertiary educated, certificate, diploma, degree, but whose occupation is not restricted. In other words, someone with a somewhat equivalent qualification from overseas has come to Singapore and present themselves as your competitor. Many times they come from countries that have a relative lower cost of living. They are willing to take a more competitive approach. And so Singapore PMETs are crowded out easily with this small island. Let's think about this. Skilled overseas talent with a technical certificate or diploma earning $2,000 qualified for S-Pass, levy $250 or thereafter. Those overseas talents with a degree or relevant experience earning $3,000, $4,500, $8,000 qualified for E-Pass. No levy required. Will employers be motivated enough to recruit you, Singaporean? Retain you, Singaporean? Develop you, Singaporean? Bearing in mind you have to pay 20% employer's CPF contribution. Besides, the company is profitable.